Hey, what is going on, Twintendo Nation? Hope you're having an awesome day. Now in today's video we're going to be looking at my top 5 hopes for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. There hasn't been too much news about these games recently, so I thought I'd just make my own video about the new games themselves. Now before I do jump into today's video, I have a few things to talk about. I actually made a video last week that unfortunately YouTube sub boxes were completely broken, so it barely reached anyone. So I don't think many people knew I uploaded last week, and I actually mentioned and announced a few things in that video, so I'm going to be recapping it. So for those who have seen that video, you guys are awesome. You guys are like the dedicated Twintendo followers, and I do advise you go see that video because I put a load of time into it. It's a top 10 video about the top 10 Pokemon bosses, or the best bosses in the Pokemon series. Really cool video. A lot of you guys enjoyed it, but the things I did announce in that video is, one, I'm running a giveaway for these games, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. One's on Twitter, one is on Instagram. The links will be in the description below. And the other thing I mentioned is I'm actually going to be on a panel at EGX, also known as Eurogamer, in Birmingham, and that's on September the 20th, and I'm alongside some very other cool Pokemon YouTubers such as Ace Trainer Liam, Game Boy Luke, Faint Attacks, and so forth. There will be a graphic on screen. There's around 6 of us, and everyone's like an awesome YouTuber. I think there's Bookkeeper Toby, Duncan Knee Deep, and yeah, it's just going to be a lot of fun. So those are the things I wanted to announce, and basically, like I said, giveaways in the description. Also, link to EGX and tickets for that will be in the description. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to stay up to date with everything Pokemon. And with all that out of the way, guys, let's start this video and go over my top 5 hopes for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. For Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, there are 2 different types of the game you can buy. You can either buy the regular base game, or you can get the Pokeball Plus edition, which is pricier, but it comes with a Pokeball controller, which is actually very cool. But that's not all you get for getting the Pokeball Plus edition. You also get the very special Pokemon Mew pre-installed on the Pokeball Plus. As far as we know at this stage, this is the only way to get Mew in the game, which personally, I don't like the sound of one bit. Unlike a lot of other Pokemon, Mew is not tradable from Pokemon Go to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee because it's considered a special Pokemon. So the only known way to get this mythical Pokemon is to buy the Pokeball Plus, which not everyone will get or can afford. So my hope is that Mew isn't exclusive to the Pokeball Plus. I don't think it will be a problem if it's a timed exclusive, so those who get the Pokeball Plus can use Mew first for a bit, but it would be incredibly frustrating and unfair to players who don't get the Pokeball Plus if they are never able to obtain Mew, especially in a game series where the slogan is "Gotta catch 'em all." I hope everyone is given the chance to catch Mew in these new games, otherwise there are going to be some very unhappy Pokemon trainers out there. From the trailers and screenshots for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, it's very easy to understand what the game will be like and how it will play. Essentially, it's a combination of Pokemon Red, Blue and Yellow and Pokemon Go. With fans going into the games knowing how the game will be, it would be a waste on Game Freak's behalf if there were no surprises in store. With the combination of some very cool motion controls with the Joy-Cons and the Pokeball Plus, as well as co-op play off and online, there's a lot of potential for some fun mini-games. Pokemon games are no stranger to minigames, with minigames in Pokemon Stadium 2, Heart Gold and Soul Silver with the Pokathlon, Pokemon X and Y with Super Training, and even Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon with Mantine Surf. Now let's be real, from what we've seen from Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, there won't be that much substance to them compared to recent Pokemon games, so I feel like minigames will be a nice inclusion to freshen things up. With a big focus on motion controls, there could be minigames like who can catch the most Pokemon in a given time, a minigame where you get points for the accuracy of your Pokeball throw, so for example, excellent throws would give you the most amount of points, and so on. So let me know in the comments below what type of minigames you would like to see in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. The next hope I'll be talking about is addressing my main concern with these new games, and that's replayability. It's no secret that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee aren't aimed at hardcore Pokemon fans. If you're like me and is someone who has grown up playing Pokemon games, or have at least played 2 to 3 generations of Pokemon, then you'd be considered a true Pokemon fan. But the target audience this time is to get new players on board, specifically those who only know Pokemon from Pokemon Go. Although this is slightly disappointing for fans like me, it is better than no new game this year, and we know for a fact that we'll be getting Generation 8 next year, which is definitely aimed at players like me and most likely you guys watching as well. Also, business-wise, this move makes a lot of sense from Game Freak as it introduces new players, especially those who have only played Pokemon Go, to a more traditional Pokemon experience. However, there is a big concern with this approach as gameplay-wise it's going to be incredibly similar to both Pokemon Red and Blue as well as Pokemon Go, and I don't mean that in a great way. This game focuses solely on Kanto Pokemon, and some of you might think this is a long time coming since we've not been to Kanto in a long time, but realistically we have had this before in the first 6 months of Pokemon Go, and people got bored of seeing the same Pokemon again. Now in Pokemon Go at the moment we have 3 generations, with Generation 4 coming out very soon, so even these Pokemon Go players who don't really know Pokemon too well might be expecting more than just the original 151 Pokemon. And for players like us who know Pokemon very well, it is quite disappointing that some of our favourite Pokemon will not be in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Also, since Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee put a lot of emphasis on catching Pokemon like Pokemon Go instead of battling them in the wild like main series Pokemon games, I do wonder how much there will be to do in this game and how much replayability there will be after catching every single Pokemon. So my hope for these new games is that there will be quite a bit of replayability, and we already know there's going to be battling or trading, although it is going to be limited, as we said earlier, to only 151 Pokemon. But there is also apparently going to be shiny hunting, which is actually a very exciting thing for a lot of us Pokemon fans, and that will be fun. But besides that, we don't know much else, and hopefully there is going to be a lot more to these games than just catching these 151 Pokemon. One big new inclusion to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is customization to your partner Pokemon. Whether it be with some pretty goofy hairstyles or some actually cool looking clothes, Pikachu and Eevee are fully customizable. Obviously, having an Eevee as my mascot Pokemon with a pretty cool piece of headgear, you can probably understand where I'm going with this point. My hope is to get a snapback customization for both Pikachu and Eevee, although as you guys can imagine, I'll be using it exclusively with Eevee. In terms of customization so far, we've seen regular caps, flowers, ribbons, but no actual snapback. Honestly, it's a complete outrage, and I can't understand why they don't see a snapback being the best accessory for Eevee. Joking aside though, it's honestly not a massive deal if there isn't a snapback option, but as someone who has had an Eevee with a snapback as a mascot since 2015, it would be a great and personal inclusion for me, and it would definitely make these games more special and memorable for me if they did actually include it. My number one hope for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee revolves around the most exciting inclusion about these games, the new gift Pokemon. It is slightly strange that the most anticipated thing in these new games is essentially a preview for the next generation and the new main series games next year. Regardless, we'll be getting a brand new, never before seen Pokemon this year, and my personal hope is that it's a new evolution. We've not seen a new evolution since Sylveon in 2013's Pokemon X and Y, and it's fair to say we're due one. Ever since Generation 3, it's common for evolutions to skip a generation and then return for the following one, as evolutions are absent in Generations 3, 5 and 7, but present in Generations 1, 2, 4 and 6, so it makes sense for us to expect one. Now granted, we're getting a new Pokemon, so I'm excited regardless of what it'll be, but evolutions are such special Pokemon, simply because their evolutions have been speculated for up to 20 years, so seeing new evolutions for types that have been around since the first Pokemon games will be a real treat. Let me know in the comment section below what new type of evolutions you'd like to see. Personally, I'd love to see either a dragon or ghost type evolution. So those are my top 5 hopes for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Let me know in the comment section below what you're hoping for these brand new games. And if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to hit the like button down below, really appreciated. And if you want to stay up to date with all things Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, I hope you have an awesome day and I will see you on the next video. Peace!